Welcome, everyone, to a special episode of Let's Talk Broncos. We're previewing the game against the Colts. It's been a short week, and we're ready to go. We're going to tell you what to watch for, who's going to be the player of the game. We're going to give you some score predictions. If you were watching last week, I even gave you a betting prediction. So let's see what this week has in store. I'm Bri with Zach Seegers and Joey Richards. Guys, how are you?
I'm doing good. Pretty tired today, honestly, guys. This monster energy is pushing me through. I think the tiredness mostly comes from just our previous episodes of just being pissed off at the Broncos. But I'm ready to get here and look forward to the next game. New week.
Yeah, sapped energy is a symptom of depression, and I think we're all in the same boat. It's great.
I mean, I wasn't going to speak for everyone, but I'm also in the same boat. So yeah, welcome to Let's Talk Broncos, where we're super excited about this game. We're going to tell you, and we're going to start with what to watch for. Zach, I think you should start us off. What should Broncos country be watching forward to for Thursday against the Colts?
Yeah, I think it ties into my bold prediction very nicely from yesterday's show. Watch for the run game here and how the Broncos defend it. I mean, you could go run game on both sides, but I'll leave some meat on I don't know. I don't even know what I'm going for here. I'm tired. But I think yeah, I'm curious to see how the Broncos defend this Colts run game. Even if you don't get Jonathan Taylor, I think Nyheim Hines is a really good back. There is the Philip Lindsay revenge factor. If Jonathan Taylor doesn't play, he'll get promoted to the active roster. So that's interesting. No, he should not be on the Denver Broncos. He is on the Colts practice squad. And then last year he couldn't crack the Texans or Dolphins running back rooms. So Denver's good. But anyways, that'll be a little interesting. And yeah, I just want to see how this defense rebounds. I think you saw flashes of maybe poor run defense the first 3 weeks, but overall they were defending it really good or really well. Whether you look at yardage per game allowed and stuff like that, just the film, and then even things like DVOA that are not going to be based on rate or teams, because I saw some people saying, well, teams weren't sticking with run the first 3 weeks. Through those first 3 weeks, DVOA, which doesn't care if you're sticking with the run or not, was saying that they had a really good run defense. So I'm curious to see which version of the Broncos defense is it. Do they have this glaring Achilles heel, or are they the dominant unit we thought they could be?
Okay, that's what I'm afraid of, is because it's been an issue in the past and because we're seeing a little bit of a symptomatic hangover from all of that, that I'm worried that it's trending in that direction. So you're saying like, probably not. We'll see what happens. We got to watch this second quarter of Broncos season play out.
Yeah, and I'm going to quit honking here in a second because I've been talking for way too long, I feel. But I think the one reason it might keep trending in that direction is you're subbing out Randy Gregory for Baron Browning. And Randy Gregory was awesome in run defense. And Baron Browning, that's my biggest concern with the guy.
Well,
not on the weak side. He'll chase the backside down of runs like nobody's business, but setting an edge is a concern.
Sorry. Okay, yeah, talk to me a little bit about that. Do you have not even a rebuttal, but what do you think about Baron Browning's ability to stop that run?
Yeah, no, it's definitely the biggest concern, right? He was a middle linebacker that people had questions on. He always showed flashes at middle linebacker of being able to stand up blockers and shed and make a tackle, but it was honestly a concern. Even at middle linebacker, people wanted to see it more consistently. He had the ability, but we didn't see it all put together very often. So now moving the edge, it's even more of a prominent factor of the position. Like, you need to be able to do that at a higher level, right? It's not just run and chase. You're meeting tackles on head on quite a bit. So yeah, it is a concern. If I'm looking at the preseason, he did it better than I thought. Like, I still think there's room to improve by a lot, but I didn't expect him to be in there and like be able to stand people up on occasion. Like, that's something I didn't think. He is a really good. So when you're looking at guys that can stand up tackles and set an edge, you're really looking at their lower half, right? It's all in legs. Your legs, everything like that needs to be super strong. You need to have a good punch at the point of attack. And I thought that Baron Browning showed both factors. Now, if you can put it both together, be able to locate the ball, be able to shed, make a tackle, that's a different factor. But yeah, I think it's going to be interesting, and it's at least something I'm really looking forward to seeing.
Is that the last leg of kind of his journey of getting comfortable in that position?
I think he's raw around the edges in a lot of areas. So that's fine because he's brand new to the position, right? He's just such an athlete, and it's such an athlete-driven position that, like, Micah Parsons is a great example, right? He's one of the best edge rushers in the league, And I don't even think he's close to being one of the most fundamentally sound edge rushers in the league. Like, not even close.
Interesting.
He does it so much just based off of his athletic ability and stuff like that. Baron Browning could make, I'm not going to say a similar impact because Micah Parsons is like defensive player of the year. I'm saying that he can win in a similar fashion where it's more athletically driven than technically sound.
And you can be a poor man's Micah Parsons and still be a top 15 edge rusher in the league with how he's playing right now. And I do agree with the point. I think they're comparable, and you've seen Baron Browning already win at a very high rate given in a smaller sample size, but already winning his pass rush reps at a high rate, going purely off of athleticism. I'm pulling it up right now.
A lot of
But
it has to do with like athleticism and instinctual reactions out
Right.
there.
yeah, I still love
does.
when he fucking Bruce Lee kicked the Damian Pierce when he was on the ground grabbing his chest. That was wild, and it created pressure and a good play for the defense. Yeah, Baron Browning right now, second on the team. And again, the sample size is much smaller with him than Bradley Chubb, literally half as much. 49 pass rush reps for Browning, 100 for Chubb. But Browning right now operating with a 20.5% pass rush win rate, which is which is nuts. Randy Gregory, it's going to hurt to lose him. He was at 24.7, winning a quarter of the time, is truly, truly, truly elite. But Baron Browning in a small sample size was there. So I'm not too worried about the pass game fall off, though I do think it will be present. I'm more worried about, again, what's it going to look like in the run game. And if Jonathan Taylor's playing this week, man, it could look ugly like the Raiders game.
Oh, great.
I don't think it will, but it could.
Tell Broncos country what to watch for this Thursday.
I'm going to flip it to the other side of the ball, and Zach kind of threw me the oop right into this. So thank you. I want them looking at the Broncos run game, right? Seeing if they could attack on the ground. It's a big factor. If the Broncos passing attack has been super up and down, you've had spurts of awesome, you've had a lot of lows. It's like all over the place. The Broncos need to be able to run the football, even if Javonte Williams is out for the season. It's something they need to do. They need to be able to put these people in position where Russ can attack deep. If you're letting teams just cover down the field into the sidelines and you're not forcing their hand whatsoever, it makes it really, really hard out there. And so Javonte Williams is out. Another factor there, interior offensive line has not looked great. Hasn't looked great, but still, I'm going to say it again, the Broncos need to figure it out. It's going to be a big part of their offense this year. Nathaniel Hackett's trying his best to draw some things up. There is credit to him. There is some creative runs going in. They're just not working. like just straight up and down. They're just not working right now.
Some of that's the line.
Yeah, a lot of it is the line. I'm not going to call anybody out or anything, but that interior offensive line and they have to figure it out. Javonte Williams is out. Mike Boone has to step up. Melvin Gordon can't fumble, but I'm not fully out on the Broncos just because Javonte Williams is out. I'm not ready to do that. I'm not just because I can't, it would be super hypocritical of me to sit up here and preach about running back all the time. Like I do about, oh, it's not that important, blah, blah, blah. And then the moment a running back goes out, just panic and freak out. I can't do that, especially when I've been talking up Mike Boone a little bit. Now, last game wasn't his best, but who knows? Maybe he steps up this week.
And who knows when they're getting Quinn Miners back. He hasn't practiced at all so far this week. They need some help on that offensive line so badly. I feel like coming into this year, there were a few places where you felt really good about the offensive line. At this moment, as it stands now, I don't feel good about like a single spot along that starting five. It is starting to look scary.
I made a face unintentionally at the camera because now I'm a little bit worried. How's the Colts run defense?
I honestly
terrific.
Is it really good?
You actually threw me an oop. I wanted to bring that up. I don't know metrics on it. I can pull that up in 1 second.
It's what I do.
What I wanted to talk about was DeForest Buckner and Grover Stewart. Everyone knows DeForest Buckner, and rightfully so. He is a monster, terrific player, awesome. Multi-time All-Pro, et cetera, et cetera. Grover Stewart is the unsung hero of that Colts defense. He is fantastic on the interior alongside DeForest Buckner. DeForest Buckner definitely opened some things up for him, but Grover Stewart just a mauler in run defense. I'm pulling up their DVOA right now. The Colts in rush defense DVOA rank
Drum roll.
second behind only the 49ers.
Beautiful.
So pretty rough.
Beautiful.
Pretty rough.
That's what to watch for, Broncos country. I'm going to say that all leads to me thinking that Russell Wilson's going to have to spread the ball around. He did so during the last game against I almost called them the Oakland Raiders. I'll never get used to it. The Las Vegas Raiders. I think he will be able to target just about everyone out there. And I think it will be very much so needed. You're going to be looking at, tight ends getting some work, and just some creative play calling could really do the Broncos some good during this game. Get some momentum going early. That's what I want Broncos country to be witnessing Thursday. And so that's kind of what my watch for is Russell Wilson taking advantage of having talents across the board who are good at different things. It's almost like little puzzle pieces.
Right.
I don't necessarily think that they're in a terrible spot right now. Obviously, Cortland Sutton going to have another big day, and that ties into my bold predictions as well. Running that one back, because I think it's just important to note that's exactly what they're going to be going for here. And I don't know. I don't feel like I'm going to be shocked with the outcome of who gets the most targets tomorrow, but I think that is definitely what's needed for this Denver Broncos team.
I think Cortland Sutton is a name to definitely watch, but I'm curious to watch Jerry Jeudy in this one. With Javonte Williams gone for, who knows how long, frankly. The Broncos need other young offensive stars to step up. Like, it can't be all on Cortland Sutton every single week from here until week 18. Like, that's not going to work, because when you play better defenses, they're going to be able to snuff that out. So right now I want to see Jerry Jeudy because I think he's close to it. Maybe it comes from KJ Hamler. Maybe it comes from Montreal Washington. I just don't think they're at that level to be like an every down contributor. I think it's going to be Jerry Jeudy, and he has to step up and prove he can be that guy. And I think I don't know, push away some of the inconsistency concerns.
I mean, you mentioned Hamler, and I'm just going to touch on this real quickly before I toss it over to you, Joey. I would really like to see him get more reps.
4 snaps.
I was about to segue us there too, Bri. It's a great point. We're like minds. I'm curious if you guys have an answer as to why. Like, is it the injuries? It is curious that
they have to be concerned about
too much caution. Well, it's cautiousness. I don't think it's too much. I think that there's a reason.
It's just weird that you're concerned with the injuries, and then he goes in and just runs a deep post.
The way he landed, though,
all the way downfield,
oh,
makes a big play. It's just an odd thing. I still think find the Kendall Hinton situation for. I think he's been pretty good. Honestly, I think he's been okay.
I saw someone calling him the offensive version of Malik Reed this week, and I thought that was wild.
Exactly. I think it's wild because Malik Reed was coming in with a bunch of hype. Meanwhile, Kendall Hinton is just Kendall Hinton. Like, I think,
and he's doing decent. Like, he's not like a difference-making receiver, but I wouldn't compare him to Malik Reed, where it was like, man, this guy is a minus in the pass rushing game and in the run defense game. Like, this guy isn't providing a thing. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm still curious about it, though. I think Kendall Hinton has been doing He's been playing as good as you'd want Kendall Hinton to play. I am curious, though, still why like Jalen Virgil hasn't got any snaps when you made him on the active roster. I'm confused why Montreal Washington's snaps are so low when it seemed like during the preseason they had like sets for him, like to go out there and make plays, or plays designed to get him the ball. Going back, KJ Hamler is supposed to be a big part of this offense, and we haven't seen him. Like, I don't know. It's all really confusing. I hope that we do see more of a diverse wide receiver room. It makes it a little limited knowing that your three pretty much for the majority of the game are going to be Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, Kendall Hinton. There's going to be no real like big rotation involved, especially if you're not going to play Alberto. Like, I don't know. The whole situation is
they need some juice. They need some juice somewhere. Like, it's just Sutton and a Jerry Jeudy pop every now and then, and then they have to find something more consistent than
that. What do you tell Broncos country, who's been vocal about needing to look elsewhere and outside your organization for more wide receiver targets?
I would be curious as to why it was such a big demand to keep Jalen Virgil on the roster. Like, if you're going to if you were going to make such a big deal where it was like, we have to get rid of Seth Williams, we have to get rid of all these guys, right? Because we got rid of quite a few receivers that people were
Well,
vouching
they're still on the
for.
practice squad. It's not like they've
Seth
lost
Williams
it.
isn't.
He isn't? Where is he?
Seth Williams is in Jacksonville, I believe.
Yeah, he
Oh,
got picked up.
Thank you. Yeah. My bad, I
Yeah.
missed that.
It's okay.
But all
No,
to
no,
keep
no,
Jalen Virgil on the active roster, right? When you like hypothetically, these other guys could have been poached, right? Like that's what could have happened at the end of the day.
Well, and you're activating Kendall Hinton for what, the third time now off of the practice squad, so you can't continue to do that anyway.
Yeah,
so.
I don't know. And also the Broncos, I need to tweet this, but I just don't think I'm not willing to make trades if you're down the draft picks the Broncos are, unless you really, really feel comfortable in this team. And I'm so far, I don't feel all that comfortable
They
to be
need
like
some youth talent. They need picks.
Yeah. And I just don't feel comfortable trading those picks, saying I'm going all in. I'm pushing all my chips in the table for this year when I need to see more from it to say, yeah, I'm willing to do that. You know what I mean?
And they need picks to solve some of these problems. Like cornerback, you're going to have to, I mean, maybe you bring Ronald
I
Darby
thought
back
you
next year,
said
but you're going to have to
quarterback.
add something at cornerback, and that's going to take draft picks. You're going to have to add something at tackle, maybe multiple pieces at tackle. That's going to take premium picks, and you have like a third rounder this year right now. Like it's, I don't know. And right now you need to rebuild your whole running back room probably by week 1 of next year. Like that's going to require draft picks. Even if you're in the don't draft running backs camp, like you'll want to throw some late round picks at that. That limits your ability to maybe address some tight end depth, address other areas of the offensive line. Like the interior offensive line could use some picks to shore up defensive line depth. Unless you see some growth from Uwazurike, that could use some picks. Like it's just, yeah.
I sorry, this is off topic. I feel like we've been super negative so far, right? Through this one.
We're towing the line.
We are. We're right on there. We're talking about what's to watch for, and it's all like the Broncos need to get better here.
Scared.
Something I'm really want to see. It's the same guy. It's jokes and Patrick Surtain to keep yourself from crying yet again.
Are you going player of the game already?
No, I'm excited to see.
No, let's get into player of the game.
I'm excited to see Patrick Surtain. This one's a what do you watch for? This one's a what do you watch for?
Okay, no, but that's fine.
I think I'm want to see Michael Pittman versus Patrick Surtain. Michael Pittman is by far the most productive receiver on the Colts. The game he did miss, the Colts looked terrible, and I think that plays really well into Patrick Surtain's hands, especially
Michael
this
Pittman,
matchup.
welcome to hell.
Yeah, I think this matchup is a really good one. It's like the DK Metcalf matchup a little bit body size wise. If you were to
he's
drop,
not as good as DK.
Yeah, if you were to drop a corner to guard like Michael Pittman, it would look like Patrick Surtain. So I'm excited for that one.
That, and I also think it is more value this week because it's very different from the Raiders matchup where Matt Collins is popping. And so now it's like, okay, he's on Devontae Adams. Well, we've got Moreau and Waller and Jacobs and Matt Collins and whatever. Like they've got an assortment of weapons. The Colts have nothing outside of Michael Pittman, especially if Jonathan Taylor doesn't play this game. Nothing that worries you right now in the passing attack. And so I really hope Evero just puts Surtain on Pittman and just goes like follow him around the field and eliminate him. And let's see Matt Ryan in the state he's been playing this season try to piece together this Colts passing game with a poor offensive line, Michael Pittman effectively out of the game, and a really shoddy group of weapons. I think that's like this could be a game the Broncos win 5-3, you know, like, I don't know. I feel confident about this defense's ability to really clamp down on the Colts if Patrick Surtain is a shutdown player.
Perfectly put, because I just want to point out that I think after coming off of a DK Metcalf coverall that Patrick Surtain is just going to be or DK Metcalf, Devontae Adams coverall. So after coming off of that game, cover him the entire time, I think he's just going to be that much sharper for the better. So I think that whoever he faces this week is just in for it. So I think that's a promising thing to look out for. But I did use it as a player of a game for somebody. Whose player of the game is that going to be? Because I think we all kind of have him at the top of the list.
Take him, Bri. You're president of the fan club. I've got one I'm excited for. I'll draw.
Okay, well, I want to do that. I was going to go again, following my bold prediction. If you watched yesterday, you would know. But I'm going to go Patrick Surtain. I just have that much faith that he is legitimately the one thing I look forward to and can count on. It's very consistent play, and it's honestly kind of shocking. I hope to see him kind of creating blurs out there on the field against the Colts.
Patrick Surtain.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just saw something on Twitter that just blew my mind.
This is what you get for surfing Twitter.
What?
We'll talk about it.
Bronco?
We'll save it. You guys will know why I can't say it on until after.
Great.
I just saw something mind blowing.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Judy for Barkley. Who says no?
Oh, Judy for Barkley. No. Ah! If you know, you know. Oh my gosh. Okay, Zach, go.
All right. My player of the game. I am going with Russell Wilson. I don't even know what's happening over there. I'm going to keep going. I am going with Russell Wilson in this one. And I think we talked about it on the show yesterday. I can't remember, but the Colts pass defense just isn't all that great. They're 27th right now in pass DVOA. We talked earlier about how the run defense is so great. They rank 18th in overall DVOA, or 13th rather. And that's because of how awful their pass defense has been so far. Some of that I think is Gus Bradley's spam cover 3 philosophy that everyone has got onto now. And I don't know. That's what Russell Wilson is always feasted against, those single high looks. And you might go, oh, well, everyone knows that's Russell Wilson's kryptonite. Of course, Gus Bradley is going to pivot and make things a little harder on Russ. Probably not, because he wouldn't do it against Mahomes and other quarterbacks that eat cover 3 for lunch. He was just like, nope, spam cover 3, spam cover 3. So you've got a matchup of a defense who is stubborn into playing the looks that Russell Wilson is best against. And they're also playing really bad defense right now. I like that matchup. I think Russ pops a little this game on primetime.
Yeah. Okay. I like the pick, Zach. That would be a good sign if Russ had
I sure hope so.
2 back-to-back weeks of at least showing signs of life for the offense, right? That'd be a really awesome thing. My player of the game, I really don't have much of a reason. I'm just picking him because I love this player. I'm going with Draymond Jones.
Hey, that Colts line is not good.
Yeah. Draymond Jones is awesome. I love the player. I think that he's due for a big wow game here shortly. If it's not this game, it'll come in the next couple weeks. So I'm just going to go with Draymond Jones, maybe a sack and a half. Last year, in years prior, Draymond Jones has series where it's just like, oh my God, he just dominated that entire series, 3 and out. He got a sack. He had 2 run tackle for losses. Like, he had a couple of series like that last year. I'm still waiting for that this year. He's due. So I'm going Draymond Jones.
Is DJ still okay practicing?
Yeah, I haven't seen him go back because it's a concussion. If he was to go back, then the NFL would be looking real shoddy right
close.
now.
Well, it's nice to know we all picked our favorite players for the player of the game.
I hate you. That's good, though. On pass block win
I like
rate,
that choice a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to look where the Colts are here.
I didn't mean to speed by
26th.
that
No,
at
you're
all
all
either.
good.
I just didn't really have anything to add because I think that's a really
No, I was-
strong choice.
And I was looking up this metric.
My
The
explanation
Colts,
was so good, you didn't have anything even to say.
Exactly.
the Colts are 26th in pass block win rate, comfortably making them the worst pass blocking offensive line the Broncos have faced.
So
And
you're saying there's a
they
chance.
are not the worst because they're ahead of the Texans and Seahawks are terrible, but they rank 18th in run block win rate. So there will be opportunities for Draymond Jones to shoot some gaps, make some plays in this one.
Oh, yeah.
Like the pick.
All right. Zach, you already kind of gave us your score prediction of 5-3. Do you want to give another one?
Yeah, I think my point being, I think the Broncos defense should lock the Colts down. I hope they play aggressively. Seen them be like a little passive, I think, against Geno and were eaten early in that game as a result. I hope they just come down and right out of the gates are playing lockdown. It's like twisting the screws down, tightening the screws, defense, just making everything hard on Matt Ryan and this Colts offense because nothing's coming easy for that offense. So just, I don't know. You should be able to shut this team down. I do think the passing game will eat some in this one. Give me Broncos 26, Colts 10.
Damn. Zach,
That's stupid. I'm going to say 23. I'm going to say 23. That's stupid. 23. Because I don't think they'll be able to run the ball. And I think the lack of balance on offense will probably hurt them some.
Yeah.
Like 23-10. I don't know. I think it should be kind of one side. I think this Colts team isn't good.
Oh.
I think this Colts team is really bad at their core and have like some good coaching and stuff. I think this Broncos team is good at their core and have some really bad coaching and stuff muddling the waters.
The over-under is set for 44 points. I'm going to go 14-17 Broncos. I don't know why I gave it like that. 17-14 Broncos. I don't know if they're going to be able to score more points. I'm not feeling
That's
it.
fair.
And I don't think I've seen it yet. Zach had casually mentioned, I think on Monday, of 38 points, eventually being something that I can look forward to. And I just don't think it's this Thursday. It's
If
too
your
short
boy
of a
Melvin
turnaround.
Gordon doesn't fumble, you might have 24 points and a half, which would have made 38 a lot more achievable.
I don't want to fight about it anymore. I talked to my therapist.
You
She said
took
not
the
to
first
keep
shot.
revisiting.
You took the first shot. I
Like,
just lobbed it back at you.
really should stop poking bruises, but yeah, here we are. I don't have a whole lot more other than I just don't know. I'm very worried now after you gave me the run defense for the Colts and how that's looking. I'm not going to mention Matt Ryan in any way, shape, or form because I think if you do, it's kind of like Beetlejuice. He just appears in front of you, and I just don't want any of that. So yeah, Broncos have to pull this off. I think it's by 3 points, and I don't think you should. I think the spread is 3.5, so I wouldn't get too crazy with that.
Okay. I hear both your guys' points. I hear it.
He's taking the Colts.
Of course he is.
No, I decided that I'm taking the Broncos today.
Oh.
Which means that they have to win. There's no other option. I'm going 24 Broncos, 21 Colts. That is my.
I like it.
I'm doing that. That's what it is.
Higher scoring.
Higher scoring, kind of. I mean, yeah, a little bit. We're out here a little bit now. 24,
It's
21.
not the Chiefs or Bucks game, but it's
even
close.
generally in the NFL, there's not a lot of points being scored this year.
Yeah, no,
That's
you're
fair,
right.
Unless you're Mahomes or Brady.
You're right. I don't know. I just feel okay with it. I think the Broncos, if there's a week where they're going to come out and show the world that they're better than what they've shown these last couple of weeks, it's going to be this one where media, fans, everyone's really pissed off. This is a good week for the Broncos to show out.
I love it. Great way to put it.
And to Bree's point, everything's going really great for Brady right now.
You know what? Football's different than marital life, and shit happens. I don't know what you want me to say there.
Wait, let's get Bree's Brady update of the day. How are you feeling about your boy?
I wish them both well. Sometimes things don't work out. It probably has nothing to do with football. I think it's interesting.
It probably has nothing to do with football.
Well, okay, when you enter into a marriage, you have to understand that you are two individual people, and that if your husband's entire career is very important to him and you don't feel that you're the top priority, you have to realize that you're two separate people. And I'm not saying anything bad against Giselle, because I'm sure there's plenty that we do not know that goes on. And I'm just like, maybe it's football, but maybe there's a whole lot of stuff. Like, people break up for tons of reasons. And maybe it's just litigation and maybe nothing will happen. But, if you really want to hear what I have to think, man, I wish them well. It's unfortunate. I don't like to see people split up. But
it's wild because earlier you were texting me, you thought she got jealous of the kids.
That is not what I said. Although happy to step in however I can. That's so stupid. I want to move on. Joey's question of the day.
All right. Okay. Here's my question of the day.
Okay.
You hyped this up.
Oh yeah, we were supposed
You
to.
have to go on a night out with one of these two people.
Oh. Okay.
Nathaniel Hackett and Russell Wilson. Who do you pick? And I need an explanation on why.
Nathaniel Hackett.
Okay, why?
I'm going to Hackett too.
Oh, damn, this is crazy. I'm picking Russ.
Really?
I don't. I think me and Nathaniel Hackett could trade jokes back and forth and actually make each other laugh.
I think Russell Wilson is like always uncomfortable and awkward. Like Hackett's goofy
It would
and
make
too
my skin
much,
crawl.
and I would get like tired of it pretty quick. But like, I think he's just a fun loving guy. I think he also probably has some awesome stories of like growing up with his dad creating the West Coast offense, or
Yeah.
not creating it, but helping run it alongside Bill Walsh, and just like being in that franchise. Like, I bet there's some really cool being the ball boy at 49ers practices, and like he feels like a human, where Russ feels like one of those like kind of melted face robots from like
you guys are being
Asia.
ridiculous.
I think that if I went, no, I like, would it be interesting to say that I met Russell Wilson?
Here is the entire Broncos offensive depth chart.
I think
I love my
me
running backs.
and Nate could find some common ground.
That-
Well, Russell Wilson probably has like 16 cooks and like doesn't know what like the laundry.
I love my tight ends. Albert Okuwebenam,
Which
number
one goes
85,
where?
University of Missouri.
And then I'd be like, "Do you
You're gonna be
listen to
kicked
any
out.
music?" And it's just Ciara's entire discography that I have no idea what's on there. So it would just be uncomfortable, I think.
I feel like Nathaniel Hackett would be possibly the worst person to ever go out with.
I
I
disagree.
I don't know what it would be like. I know,
You're a villain.
like, I'm gonna be Nathaniel Hackett. The guy came
You're
into
gonna have
the
a good time with
introductory.
Russell Wilson.
The-
You're gonna have a good time with Russell Wilson.
Hackett came into the
They're doing
introductory
TikToks in his
press
kitchen.
conference, like on pre-workout, bro. Like, what are you talking about? That night out's gonna be way too much for me, and he's gonna be way too old. And
Too
then-
much, but like he'll keep the party like alive. Like Russell Wilson would be like,
No, he's
this guy's
not.
alive.
Just hit us with a dad joke here
I'm
and
gonna
there.
be-
We're good.
Russell Wilson's the guy where you're like, oh, we'll meet you at this bar, and then you never go to that bar, and then when you see him later, you're like, oh, I'm sorry, the night
See,
got away
that's
from us. We
crazy.
couldn't make it there.
You're
He's-
gonna call him old?
No, so he's 42, but he acts like he's 84.
I just did the math in my head right now, and I was like, "You hang out with me. I don't
So
see you
he
being
has
like."
jokes like he's 84, but he moves like he's 23. I don't know. I'm good on Nathaniel Hackett.
It would be a lot of
He's fun.
energy for me because
It'd
I
be
am
too
a
much
feral
energy,
cat.
but like
and
you
corny.
need someone to have some energy at the like if you're going on a bar.
I'm good. I'll
Rather
pass.
than like
Pass.
but
I'll
Russell
go-
Wilson has bad energy. Like give me like too
What
much
are you
good energy to
talking
like
about?
negative.
If I say it, Zach's burning the podcast
Oh, I agree
studio
with
down.
the bad energy point. That's
Just
absolutely fair. I never
burns
put
it
that.
down.
Okay, to end it, you guys are both wrong. I'm correct. In this trivia, Joey's question of the day. Unfortunately,
Those are the rules.
that
Those
is
are
the
the rules.
rules.
Those are the rules.
yeah.
This is
that's all I
very
had.
similar to anyways, that's
That's all I
hilarious. You're
have.
like, and I win. That's all we have for you tonight, Broncos country. Thanks for tuning in to Let's Talk Broncos. You can find me over on Twitter, Bri 303, also on the Fan Cave 1 to 2 p.m. on Monday for Mile High Sports Radio, and then every day here with Zach and Joey. Guys, where can everyone find your stuff?
Everyone go follow me at JR Drafts on Twitter, and then you can find my writing at Mile High Sports.
At Zach_Seegers, milehighsports.com.
Let's go Broncos. Let's ride.